Welcome back, folks. MTG Joe here. Today we are going to be jamming live some games of the standard metagame challenge. Got a couple decks that I want to try out as we go through the games. So this month of March is actually probably my most exciting month because there's 4 metagame challenges, and I think these are the most fun that are on the Arena client. They're relatively cheap to enter, unlike the Arena Opens that are like $40 Canadian. You pretty much get back most of your spend after like 3 wins, which is fine, or 2 wins actually. So going 2-1 is not an unusual kind of streak, and it allows creativity. It's low stakes, it's not like the ladder, and you don't have to grind for like hours and hours and hours to get to the top rank. So we're going to try a couple different decks today for the live video, and we'll jump into it. So the first deck I want to try out, we're going to do at least Gruul Smash and 4-color Slogurk Legends. We're going to start off with a Smash deck, just get warmed up. It's a fairly linear. I had some folks asking about this mono red splash green deck versus traditional mono red. Last metagame challenge, we got the 7 wins with mono red. Pizza Box Open, I played mono red as well. I know what that deck's about. I want to see how this one plays out. And the biggest difference is this is more of a blitz sly red kind of prowessy themed. It's more explosive, but much more susceptible to damage. And that's something, as we play these games, we're going to want to see how that plays out in practicality. So your creature suite, you have Scamp, which is a card that's not normally played in mono red, but in this deck, because you can put a lot of power on it, it's kind of a combo where it deals damage, then you can sack it and then deal additional damage. You have your Swift Spears, you have Feldens, Fugitive Codebreaker. I know I talked a lot of shit about this card in traditional mono red. I think in this deck it's fine because you have a lot of pump spells that work better with it. In traditional mono red, it's more creature based, so I don't think it's as good in contrast. Questing Druid is the only green card main. It's basically an impulse effect that gives us some value. And then in case of the Crimson Pulse for card advantage, which Stalker Frenzy is removal. We have Play with Fires, Kumanos, and then we have the 8 kind of trample, give a bonus to power to kind of play into the deck. 20 lands, no creature lands, no Myrex, so we want to see how that plays out as well. This is a stock list. It's got about a 60-ish% win rate from untapped, so we'll give it a go, see how that plays out. The sideboard is the only change I made was playing 4 and the festivities. I went to the 4th Forge. I think this deck's very, very, very soft to temporary lockdown. So Forges for the control, but very clean. Kill, go wide, kill like the blue-white kind of style decks. Obliterating Bolt for the 4 toughness things. Pick your poisons really nice out of the sideboard. It gives us a way to deal with enchantments, so we can blow up their temporary lockdowns, stuff like that. Artifacts or Atraxas. Forge for any of the heavy removal decks, and the Boseju's good against any of the like enchantment decks. Basically, if we're considering bringing this in, we're probably going to bring the Boseju as well. Give us that 21st land. I'm also not against maybe bringing in the land if we're going up the full Forges, just to have a better curve. Because generally speaking, when we bring in the Forge, we're going to cut basically the Angers or the Monstrous Rage. It plays you into 2-for-1, which I don't like as much against heavy removal decks, so something to consider as we play those games. So we're going to start with that, and then the other deck, we'll do a deeper dive in. This is another deck that's been putting up a lot of 5-0s on MTGO. It's a 4-color Slogurk Legends deck with like Inti, Slogurk. So it's not like the lands combo, but it just seems like more, I don't know, it seems cool. I've never played that before, so why not play at a challenge? So Gruul, let's go. Gruul Smash or die. Let's submit it and see how it plays out. I'll probably we'll see how quick these runs go, stuff like that, but probably do a run with mono red. It's the deck I'm most like familiar with, but we'll see how these play out. I also want to get a feel for like what people are bringing. So I usually like to go linear first, and then we can bring in specific stuff. So playing first is good. This hand is reasonable. We'll keep. Scamp on 1. Probably go Felden on 2 because then it can give me access to double spell. So just make sure to decline here. That audio is very loud. Alright, I gotta read this one. Exile target creature from a graveyard. You put a counter on Inherited Fiend. Pay a life, discard a card, draw a card, mill a card, then put Ritual Halo. Then if there are 3 or more counters, transform it. I don't know. That's a lot of words. Basically here, we're pretty soft with the configuration of this hand to sweeper, so I think we just maximize damage. One thing you could do, depending on the flip and timing, you can proliferate your Saga as well. So if they have lockdown here, I could follow it up with Feldon. That's fine. Yeah, they do have to pay a life to do this. Elish Norn. Should be lethal. So 5, 6, 7 with the ping. Alrighty, lethal. Easy, easy peasy. Alright, so this is esper control. The only thing we saw, like, Elish Norn's a bit scary. But I think the way our deck's built, we can't really be too fearful. The Angers are going to come out for sure. I don't think we want Pick Your Poison. I probably do want the Passeju just as another land here. I guess the only configuration... I guess... Do we want the Barrages or do we want the Frenzies? Both deal. I guess in a pinch, this can also just target one of our creatures. You can also just target your Feldon for card advantage. So I think what we do is we play 2 Barrages here. Just run it like that. So we have a couple removal spells, and then we're still aggressive enough, which I like. And then we play the Forges. It's like a weirdish esper, maybe control, maybe like... I don't think we can keep this hand. Okay, we'll keep this hand. Put back a Monstrous Rage. They let us go first? Okay, let the aggro deck go first. Cool, thanks. Shuffler. Shuffler. I mean... I'm cool with that. We probably just end step questing Druid on like their turn. I mean, if they are gonna Revelry, my thing is here, their shield's down. So might as well push damage here. Because if they go lockdown, then I can questing Druid. We are kind of running out of gas though. They don't have lockdown, then I'm really good. I guess the decision here, I think we do this. Because we get them to 1, they need kind of multiple removal spells here. They could have Wandering Emperor. Okay. Cool control deck opponent. 1-0. 1-0. That was easy. I think so. If like folks have watched me play mono red, I usually don't go all in as aggro. I tend to play a little bit probably mid-rangey aggro. With this deck, I feel like you just have to be like YOLO every turn. Like you could try to play around, but largely I think you're gonna be considerate of the fact that you're not gonna win a long game. Being first helps a lot. I think this hand's a bit of a trap. I think we keep. Lightning Bolt Sleeves. Mono red. Because we probably do like 1 end step do Druid. They depending on how aggressive they show. So, I don't think we have time in this game to kind of go slow. They usually don't play removal. Because I also have Witchstalker Frenzy for next turn, so depending on how they attack. This can also deal with a couple bodies. Got Novice. So I think that's fine. Okay, well, I would like to stop drawing lines. That would be cool. We gotta be somewhat cautious here. 20 lines, draw in a quarter of your deck in lines. Case would be really good. Fugitive Codebreaker, not so much. So hit him like this. Give me a second, I'll catch up with chat. So that's 8 damage, which is a little annoying, just a tad short. So I don't think 5 versus like 7 matters too much. Like 5 or 6. So I think we hold this. Nice try. I don't know. I'm always a little kind of bored with playing like the mid-rangey black piles. So 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Xaxes. That's annoying. We literally died to exactly that. We need one more life. That's frustrating. One more, like one less damage, we win. Barrages, festivities. So usually in this matchup, I like to scale up and become a control deck. The Fugitive Codebreakers are really bad here, as well as the Angers. That game's literally like 1 damage, we win, which is a bit frustrating. Coming out, Kumano's probably also too slow. So just play kind of control. Yeah, 7 lines is the go. Because the thing is, I don't think we can afford to hold back. We have to try to basically kill them. They needed exactly the combination of 1-drop Imidanes. That's the only way they beat us. Otherwise, we basically win the next turn. So, they had it. Good start from them, all things considered. Game 1's very much a race. I think if I do play like a black-based mid-range, it'd probably just be Dimir. I like the 1-drop Flyers Gix kind of combo. Honestly, even if we drew the Play with Fire like the turn before, could have been reasonable. But when you draw every fast land in your deck before you draw a 4th spell, it's going to usually get you that way. There was another line where we just push the damage and then use the pump on the Scamp to keep it alive in combat. I think this is fine. This plays into our plan. I think it's important this like match just controlling their creatures. I'm just gonna get Questing Druid going. See, I don't know if Amonkhet's the way or if whatchamacallit is the way. Just using like Preacher and that. We'll ditch the land here. Yay, more lands. Just what I wanted. I mean, if they want to go Imidane to flip Invasion, it's fine. We can use the Obliterating Bolt on it. For 20 lands, we sure draw a lot of them. Oh my god. The problem is, like, I'm never gonna flip this case. If we just keep drawing lines. This is a weird game. Weird game. Also seems very odd that they bring in Invasion against an aggro deck. This is more a card you bring in against control. Would have much preferred us being able to drop the Forge on turn 3. We would have been up +3 damage. This is an absurd amount of lines drawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are up to 21, but... Thalia's fine, I don't really care about that. So they get priority from that to draw a card. So they can double block on my questing druid. This is part of the reason I'm not super crazy about End the Festivities. It's very easy for this deck to scale. I much prefer Vampire's Vengeance in the mono red deck. Oh, come on. Can we, like, stop drawing nothing but lands? Now they're gonna outscale us. This run's been cursed. So they can take the block there. I'm gonna hold back Questing Druid just because it opens us up to being dead on our turn. Might have been right to hold back Swiss Spear, but that was my chance to attack with it. If this last card's Imidane, then I'm gonna be so pissed. Come on. Like, absolute gas every stage. End the Festivities, Swiss Spear. Basically just need Monstrous Rage. Just see if they mess up. That's frustrating. 4 lands, all gas. We drew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lands. This won them the game, but I do think it's wrong. Like, that shouldn't be what you bring in against an aggro deck. I want to give this one more run, I think. I think the idea's there. Because yeah, it's not that, like, Convoke's bad. I just think... Or, like, it's bad to play against Convoke. I just think... End the Festivity... People see, like, oh, deal 1 damage, End the Festivities. But I actually don't think End the Festivities is good against them. Because we saw that game there, they very quickly just scale out. I think Vampire's Vengeance is a better card. And I think we go maybe 1 End the Festivities. Is it my mechanical picking up? I think we try maybe like this. Pick Your Poison could be an interesting one. I just think it's kind of narrow in terms of hitting. Yeah. I think we try it like this. Let's try the Vampire Vengeance. Honestly, if we sneak the fort, like game 1 we lost by 1 life. And game 2 we lost by like the smallest of margins. It might be right as well just to keep all the Ancestral Angers in against Convoke. Now that we've kind of played it a bit, just because the trample in that matchup's really important. Let's give this a go. Opponent also ripped really well, so they may miss like 1 line. This is the most all-in hand ever. Do we try it? As the kids say, F it, we ball. 1 turn. 1 turn. Just play like random. Okay, Warden's fine. Let's play proper. This is the right line. Okay. Immediately rewarded for making the Vampire Vengeance switch. It might have been right, because if they have case here, I'm kind of screwed where I play around case the other way. Okay, hopefully no case. No case 1 time. Yeah. This deck's like you either get 9 or you get none. Okay, so how much damage could I push? So that's... But like... Always... Can I kill him, is the question. Yeah, so play with fire. So that's... 3 with the power is 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I know. Let's see what they do. So it's 1 damage coming through. It's 1 damage coming through. I can play with fire. So that goes to 6. So it's 2 damage. 4 to the face, 5, 6, 7. So not quite. I can also just Questing Druid this turn as a blocker. Might be right. Just in case they have like a crazy turn. So that's gets it to 3. Also the Codebreaker here. So Codebreaker, I think we almost have to go all in. Okay, so let's see. Even if they put 3 toughness, that's 2 damage to the face. And then, I don't know, let's see how they block. So that's 3 damage coming through. So that'd be so this puts it up to 6 power. So it's 4 damage plus 2, so I'm 1 short. So I think we just play defense here. If they have another case, then I'm dead. Imidanes is a last. And that's fine. What's the best draw? Just another rage. No blocks. Hey, that works. That works. So this could put trample onto that. Should be GG. Let's let him know. We have lethal here, but I want him to know how dead they are. BM? BM. I want to see how much damage we do. Alright. Sideboard plan. Festivities, Barrage, Bolts, Forges, Vampire's Vengeance, Beseju. Coming out. Felden doesn't block. I think we trim Witch Stalker, we get rid of Kumanos. We just become like full control. Probably get rid of the Codebreaker. Codebreaker seems awful in this matchup. Win with Forge, control the board otherwise. This could just trade early, it's fine. I think on the play we want that more. It could like 2-for-1 at times, which I like. The question is, do we want all these pump spells? Probably not. So the question is, do I want like another... I'd probably just play Codebreaker. At the end of the day, it like trades. Yeah, 2 + 2 is 4. But I wanted to just... I was mad at the other game where we got screwed over. I wanted to BM that game. I'm gonna lead on Scamp here. They could have Knockout Blow, which I'd rather they don't. So I could play defensively here, but I think we just go Swiss Spear. And I actually don't think this turn we do this, because if they have a case, I want to play around the case. This matchup, you need to play a little bit more control. We have a lot more removal than they do. Give me a Vampire's Vengeance one time. Yeah, like, I'm gonna want to kill that. I could have waited maybe, killed that, but I think I value. Think we get this? Oh, thank you. Glad you like them. Might have been right to just end step this. I think I played this one wrong. Because I am a little weak to case here. I should have just end-stepped that. Okay, so we do have Codebreaker here. Still a little pricey on the exchange rate. I mean, if they have Imidanes, they have Imidanes. I could have the Prowess, I can get rid of one of these, but... Let's see how they block here. No blocks. Kinda sus. This is like a weird one where I don't know how hard to push. It's like, we could die on the crackback. If we could draw like a trample thing. There was a case to playing this face down. Okay, with anger, that's pretty nice. I want to present different threats. They sometimes play Get Lost. Lantern Flare. Can I get this out of range? That goes to 4, no. Could push some damage. So they have exactly enough creatures here. So not playing Obliterating Bolt there actually kind of cost us, which is a bit annoying. So they have to attack with 3 here. So this gets rid of another blocker. I probably played this too safe. I should have pushed. Should have pushed. Like, end the festivities, Vampire's Vengeance. We got a lot of good cards. We just gotta hit them. Should have used this earlier. Seven, 10, 16. That on the crackback. Nah, it's early morning here. Okay. No sense of that. I messed that up. That was on me. I went too conservative. So I think on the play, I maybe want one more of these. I think we cut a Witch Stalker. Just run it back. I went too conservative there. If I just push the damage, we kind of either push for the card advantage. My thing survives the case there. Okay, sounds good. So I don't want to trade Codebreaker here with Novice Inspector. What we might want to decide is how we want to play this next turn, because I can get the Prowess trigger off of Questing Druid with face-up information and then still cast the Rage, or I just cast like Rage. Think we... Okay, wow. There's been multiple games this set where we've just like natted into so case, this would put it up to 3 toughness in both cases. So let's just go Fugitive here. We've had multiple games where we've drawn all our Copperline Gorges. Go Questing Druid here. Hope that they don't have removal. Man. So they have to decide if they want to attack here. They do have Boseiju for the case. Should be lethal. Boom! Smashed. All right, on the board. Convokees, go away. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Playing in that matchup is interesting, I will say. GG's, GG's. Scamp Swiss Spirit time. Opponent goes first. I'm not afraid of many things, but a basic island, that terrifies me. Mono blue tempo. They had something. Shredder's actually annoying because it gets out of range. So I think we have to do this, because that's just gonna stonewall me the entire game. Next turn I'll go Codebreaker. Delver Andy. Could go Codebreaker here, try to bait out some counters. See what they do here. I should have played Swiss Spear. Okay, so they had Consider. Kept it on top. Does Delver flip? These sleeves are like hurting my eyes. Consider here. Land to be really good. Rage is also good. I'm trying to bait out the counter here. They might have like another slip. Yeah, that's what I was trying to play around. Okay, so they top, so it's probably gonna flip Delver. I need a land. I guess I could have Codebreakered that turn if they weren't going to do anything. Oh my god. Just no lands ever? Them having like both of these afterwards is kind of... They're playing way too many creatures for this deck. Can I have a spell? Or a land? No, thank you. Thank you. I mean... What do we do here? Take the turn. I probably should have done Swiss Spear. Because even if they counter this, I still would have been able to. Do you have the spell? Yeah, March. Can't do much there. Delver's flip. No. So realistically, that's 4, 7, 12. Jeez. Don't flip. Don't flip. This is why you don't put this many creatures in your deck. What do they got? What do they got? Tashana's Tidebinder. Okay, so they do have to block. Come on, no, block like that. Block like that. You're dead. Okay, case solved. Even if Delver's flip, I don't die. We might be... Yeah, buddy! Yeah, buddy! So we definitely want barrages. We want bolts. Pick Your Poison actually seems pretty solid here. Because they have, like, all their stupid Delver cards. I think Anger opens us up too much for 2-for-1s, so I don't think we want that. Do we want Forges? That's a good question. Probably not. To be honest, I don't think I want Monstrous Rage. Again, seems too much like we're playing into 2-for-1s. Think we run it like that? Because if we play it out, it's going to be they... Pick Your Poison's actually low-key really solid. Every creature we've seen, like Delver flips to the flyer. Cast Consider. Get these scamps going. Profs. It's a tad scary. Let's do this. Chunk some damage. Alright, so we got some Tishana action. So I think we're gonna do this with Feldon if they want to trade. I do think I want the land here. And just go Dork's Wild. Because this lets me, like, questing Druid, it lets me get the Frenzy up. It gives us a lot of options, which I like. That's kind of cool. Mind you, they did help us kind of draw into it. Body with a body, Jin. Cool, so anyways. This is kind of interesting, but I feel like they're diluting their deck too much because they're relying on card draw. They showed a number of different creatures. Let's let him go to blocks. So that's 4, 5, 6. So they need to have a bounce for the Codebreaker, otherwise they're dead. And then Scamps. Bang, bang, bong. You're dead. Nice. All right. Get in there. Get in there. How's everybody in chat doing today? We're grueling. A little grueling action. I think if you... Prof's fine, but I think you only play like 8 to 12 creatures at most. They could have won that game if any of their Delvers flipped. Okay, we can't keep this one-liner. I know we've been keeping one-liners all day, but this is a very bad hand. Alright, we rage. We rage! Turn 1, Swift. Turn 2, Swift, Rage. Okay, this is likely Mentor. Jed, thank you for the sub. And folks, just like Jed, if you haven't subbed to the channel, we're trying to hit 15,000. Okay, so they missed lands. Let's just try to punish them now. Still think it's Mentor, yeah. We're too short. I should have checked that, but they're also kind of limited now with this white mana. Okay, so they're going to be on Haughty Djinn, they're going to be on Mentor. So you want to do this on your opponent's end step so you can untap, because this is at the beginning of the next end step. So once you already enter the end step, you can then flip it over. Cool, are we done here? Probably should. Well, they already. The case was face-up information. Alright, Mr. Knockout got knocked out. So we're gonna want Forges, we're gonna want Vampire's Vengeance. I actually don't have Graveyard Hate in this matchup, which is pretty bad. This gets for Haughty Djinn, but I don't think we want it. Barrage. Mentor makes 1/1s, right? Yeah. So, end the festivities. Probably Obliterating Bolt. Don't think we want Code Breakers. Pulses are fine. Witch Stalker's fine. Think we get rid of the Angers. Probably get rid of Kumanos. I think I still want Feldon. We're curving up a bit, so maybe we want the 21st land. Gonna go from there. Yeah, I think post-board, like, any of these Swarm decks, we just scale back because they're gonna be so easy to block our creatures. And like, this deck will make a ton of tokens, where if we just Vampire's Vengeance them, like, the only card I'm, like, super worried about is Haughty Djinn. Like, that one can go above, it reduces their cost. I do think this deck is missing Graveyard Hate. That's one thing that should be added. So if you're playing this, play, like, 1 or 2 Unlicensed first in the sideboard. But I think we win this game with, like, Forge. Just because they likely bring in knockout blows. They might bring in temporary lockdown as well. Alrighty, waiting on opponent. This deck's pretty fun. I think it's actually probably like really solid in best of one, where the decks tend to be more linear. It is a little all in, that's my only concern. Us and drawing one-liners. Name a more iconic. Okay, so we're on the draw. We have, I think we keep this because Scamp could trade up. Barrage gets rid of like a lot of their problematic things, and Forge could win us the game. What we didn't want is another Feldon. Them also having pain lands. So I think if you're this like hyper aggressive, I think where people fall into the trap is they play like Gruul kind of 3-drop creatures, which are too slow. The creatures aren't good enough. Pelagi. Probably bring that back to hand. Alright. We'll get in a point of damage. I think I'm gonna kill this. If they want Helping Hand Pelagi back, we've also played against one control deck in 5 games. Okay, so they did bring in Lockdown. I really want to hit a land here. Jesus. Would have been a perfect turn to stick a Forge. Oh my god. Confirmed deck hates us. I'm just gonna bait this out, I think. These Pelagis are a wall for what I'm trying to do, and I don't want to use these barrages. There's better targets for barrage. Okay, so they have Protect the Negotiators. They might have a second copy of Protect. I don't want to play like another threat into Lockdown. Oh my god! Urgh. $14 cards. Whatever. At this point, they 3-for-1 us, but I got gas. I just need to get it going. Keeping Pelagi back, which is interesting, because if their plan's to lock down anyways, Hottie with a body Jin. Oh my god. It's 15 cards and we've hit 2 lands. Why? Okay. Why? Oh my god, we had every like action spell under the sun. Okay, since they brought in lockdowns, This doesn't actually do like super amounts. Probably don't want End the Festivities then. So they had like Fateful Absence, they had some of those other effects. A single copy of Pick Your Poison's probably fine. Again, like, we literally just needed one land. At any point, we draw a land. And we board it up to 21. Those stupid Falagis. That's like the most tilting. When you know you could like easily win. And then the... Where are my Shuffler Truthers at? Who was the one in the comments that said I'm a paid Wizards shill, that I defend them? When my comment was there's so many visual bugs that they... 2 land Snapkeep, let's go. Hello. A little reactive, but I think if we could sneak Forge down, it's good. Knockout blow? Or consider? Well, we're gonna take the land. Just play Falagi. Tap out. Cool. I want to sneak Forge down. I know they can recommission the Mentor here. Nice, Steve. Were you on like the heavier creature version with like the 2-drop green one, or were you more controlling? Domain's probably your worst matchup too. Every time I watch Golgari go against Domain, it looks like they're playing 2 different formats. Okay, opting to not play that out that turn. Do I like baits on this? Might have been right just to spend the bolt here. Picklock. Nice thing, Get Lost doesn't hit us here. We know they have at least a recommission. Might be right to save that one. But I want to bait spells out of them here. It's an interesting one. Cut short. Basically free removal spell in this deck. You got Mentor. So I think we take that out. I do think I just want to take out Mentor here. So that baited them out. They have the Surge, so it's good to know that they have that. I could do this now. I think we do this now. Felden's not bad for the next turn. They do find Get Lost, which can be used on the Forge token. Mentor gets in for 5 here. Lockdown, is it? Witchstalker. Hey, case is pretty nice. So I actually want them to use the Forge, the Get Lost first. Interesting. That's fine. Okay, so they gotta try to kill me here. They have 6 damage. Okay, another Mentor. Lets them go wide. Problem is... That's 7 coming in. Got 3 play with fires. See how they block here. So I target this. They need multiple spells. Got him, got him, got him, got him, got him. 3 wins. Really wanted Graveyard Hate that game, so not too shabby. Surge is quite the number on us, but we'll take it. That brings us... We got back our entry, we got 3 packs. Not too bad. Let's go for 5 packs next. Folks in chat, have you done any runs? What have you been playing? What's the most amount of wins you've hit thus far? Let's try this. Blue-white control. This hand's pretty bad into blue-white. 4 wins. You still come out pretty good. Like, as soon as you kind of break 3, oh my god. One 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 zero zero. Not so hot. Are you running Alessandro, are you running like case or stuff in your board? So I actually think like our version of the deck, like this version of the deck's much worse. In the mono red deck against control. Deduce. I didn't want to play into removal here. Show me Wandering Emperor. Okay, so we have Swiss Spear here. Excited to get lockdown. I think we don't have a choice here. Hey Joshua, yeah. I feel like Toxic's in a tough spot. Like, everyone's gunning for you. We're gonna get locked down here. I kind of was zoning out. I should have played a spell in between. At the least, I should have played with fired. Or forced their hand a little bit more. Alright. We can kill them if we draw a haste creature. Haste creature off the top. Haste creature off the top. One time. Oh my god. Shuffler! Shuffler! Why you do this? Why you do this? Alright, well, let's just go to next game. I hate it here. I hate it here. I usually like bringing Barrage because they play Seed Shark, and then they also have Wandering Emperor. These Ancestral Angers can definitely come out. So this was my concern with this build of the deck. You're all like, oh no, I don't want the Frenzies. No, I get the Frenzies in. You're like so all in, and we had so many dead cards. Okay, Forge best card in the deck. We'll do this, play Scamp on one. Try to find third land here. I personally like hyper aggressive decks, maybe even like the Dimir, like Gix kind of decks. So I actually think this turn we don't want to go Forge because we want them to temporary lockdown. So they get lost here. We'll take the map tokens. Case is sick. Okay, so this will kind of force them to answer. We're gonna lead on Case because now we're just gonna stick Forge. You can also proliferate here. So I like it, aggressive decks, but you have to build your mono red deck, I think, in a way, because temporary lockdown gets you pretty good. Okay, so this is Emperor, most likely. I don't think the other land makes a difference. Okay, so I can kill this that deals 4. But I think we just let it happen and then Case here. So I actually don't like Mechanized Warfare because now a lot of the decks are playing Get Lost, which hits the Warfare. It also doesn't do much like the turn it comes down. Because like even our case is not foolproof. This is pretty bad if they have farewell, but if they have farewell, we're losing this game anyways. We just have to hope they don't have farewell here. I could have held it, but I think there's value in getting the case off. If they have farewell, they have farewell. We pack it up. But I think with this configuration... No farewell one turn, no farewell one turn, no farewell one turn, no farewell one turn, no farewell one turn. Okay, that's fine. So this is on me because I forgot to take these out of the deck. I'll keep Codebreaker. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I can play both out. Goes to 3. They've already used Otawara. So if I do this for 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this costs 2 to flip. But I don't necessarily want to flip the Forge is the only thing. So play it out. I could just play it out, put a thing on it, try to go that way. I can just do that, which is probably fine. I gotta get rid of these stalkers. So even if they have farewell now, I'm loaded with forges. I'm kind of happy. Seachrome coming into play tap that they couldn't deluge for more is good. I cast the Deuce. I cast no more lies. I die. So these definitely need to come out. Sunset in here. Probably a couple copies of Pick Your Poison. I don't think we want... Like, this is the lowest impact of the cards. I want proactive cards, which is a bit of the problem, without playing into their removal. I guess this is a point of damage. I guess just besiege you. This deck needs like one more card against control, I think. There's too many dead cards. You need like a Planeswalker or something. Is this instant or sorcery? Okay, so I can go scamp here, play with fire, get them to pick their poison, and kill them that way there, which could get it out earlier. I could just questing druid here, try to get some cards. I think I want to bait out a lockdown here. I think we're gonna try to dig to forge. Sack an enchantment. Put an end step stop, because this might bait a counter out of them. Sure. One, two. I think we need to try to get the card advantage here. They could have the removal, but we don't have our forges. It could have been right to keep the other questing druid in this matchup, but I kind of want to dig to forge. Like at this point, this is 3, so this will be 3 mana to flip. We probably attack as well. Because like they have to decide now, they might just have like a sweeper. Like do you Sunfall for 1 here? Which I think you do, if you're them. I mean, if we untap, we're good. Yeah, we're good. So let them pay the full amount. Oh my god, so many lands. Danny, you can copy like even my mono red sideboard. Okay, we can play around No More Lies. I think we hold this till next turn. Because there's no sense of us getting this countered. 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's 2 to flip. Right? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd play Lithomantic Barrage over Strangle. It scales better. You also probably want Obliterating Bolt for 4 toughness for like Preachers, stuff like that. Okay. Codebreaker putting in some work. Doing this now because of the discard. Pulse is pretty sick too. And we probably play Swiss Spear. I mean, we probably just go like all in. The last card's No More Lies. It puts us a little soft, but I think this just pushes a lot of damage. And like, even if they have Farewell here, I just cast these. Like, they need Lockdown. I got my case going. Case is so good. Yeah, I think at this point, like, because even they give us back this Questing Druid if they fare well. And if they lock down, it's fine. Because I have 7 mana, so I could Druid, play a bunch of spells. Their hand's pretty soft right now. Blue-white Andy's in shambles. So folks, what we'll probably do is I'm gonna they're just dead. So that was actually wrong. I should have done this because they could have had Knockout Blow, which would have gained them life. So just a little thing. Okay, we got there. Yeah, so I'm gonna finish this run. Then I'll probably take off for a bit, eat some lunch, do some chores, and then we'll come back for we'll do another run after, since we're doing pretty well with this one. We're up to 2,500 gold. We made back our loss from the first one, 5 packs. I'd like to get to the next one though. This deck's pretty sick. I do think, like I said, we probably want one more card in the sideboard for control matchup, because we have a lot of dead cards. And sick, let's keep. Opponent goes first. Thank you. Convokees. Okay, take it back. This hand's not very good against Convoke. How do we win? I don't think playing defense is the way we win. No, I'm from Canada. Canadian born and raised. Background's Italian though. My grandparents came from Italy. Yeah, that's freaking nuts hand. Probably got to take a block here. Definitely need to take a block here. Yeah, they got us pretty good here. So realistically, I'm not winning with this. Can I win with a monstrous rage turn? Play this. I don't have a legendary. Okay, so play this. Play this. No, I needed to like Sokuzan. They can also, if they see it, they just have flying. I guess I could have held up Rage there. Or Witch Stalker. Yeah, I'm just dead. I actually, Eleona, I don't enjoy that Golgari deck. I don't know. I find it kind of like mid. Do want the Passagius. Pick your poisons, probably fine as a one of. We cut the Kumanos previously. We cut the Code Breakers. We keep the Scamps, we keep the Swift Spears. We have 4 cuts that we need. I think we trim a couple Frenzies. They're not great. We trim 1 Feldon because it can't block. Actually, we'll keep the Feldon. I think we trim on this. Because we are on the play, so I want to be a little bit more aggressive potentially. I think we run it like that. Yeah, so it's 1:30 here in the afternoon. A little bit painful of a hand, but as the kids say, F it, we ball. My grandparents came from Sicily. Okay, so no human on 2. We get that going. Decline here. Oh yeah, hurt me, daddy. So this could be the flash one. We missed a point of damage, but I think I need to do this now. No, my vampire's vengeance! Didn't want to throw these away. Like, at least these trade with other things, which is my thought. We maybe wanted to kill one of them preemptively, just because it allows them to convoke here. I think that's fine. I'm just gonna do this. The post-combat might seem a little odd. I probably should have played these in different orders. So we're beside Trapani, where I'm from Castellammare del Golfo. What part are you from? Okay, so we go Swifty here. Obliterating Bolt. I think we just hard YOLO here. Just in case they have like a stupid Imidane's draw. Okay, well, we're gonna take a land, play out the land. Oh, I love pasta from there. So I mean, here they have to trade both. Which I think I'm fine. I kind of come out ahead. I'm like a spell. Can you stop? Be cool. Would be cool. Spell. Oh, that was a spell. That was a spell. I may have been there, like when I went, so the last time I went there, I stayed mostly in my town in Palermo. But the previous time I went, we did most of the coast, like Etna, Agrigento, stuff like that. But I don't think I've been to the middle too often. I think on the play, we probably trim Feldons for code breakers. And I think we trim an anger for another obliterating bolt. Bolt's a little sus because it's a bit slow. Yeah, Sicily's my favorite place to go. Thanks, Joe. This hand's a little sus. I think we keep it though, because I questing Druid on 2, try to find a sweeper or something. Nice aggro lat. The Scamp's actually pretty solid against Boros. Human. Bonnie. Bonnie corn. So I actually don't think... Okay, so thinking through this line, I play this on 2, they kill it. Play this on 2, because I not necessarily want to do this on 3, because I could sweep. Can play this on 2. On 3, I can like anger, hold up another spell. I can do this, just try to find lands. That might be best. Yeah, I went for the beaches. Beaches, volcanoes, castles. So if they do pop that, we might just be taking a turn here. Take the 3 here. Yeah. Okay, so I did that because the Witch's Vengeance will make my questing druid get out of range, which I like the idea of that. What we might just want to decide is how we want to play out lands this next turn. Another Bunnicorn. Okay, so what we might want here... So I probably want to kill this, which means if I attack for 2, if I attack with 1, that's 3. It's not quite what I want. I could Witch's Vengeance. This will also put a damage on the stack, but not enough to get rid of Knight Errant. So I probably have to take another turn. Given that, I don't really have the... Could get this up to 4 toughness, which I don't necessarily love. So I think what we do... do that. Kind of play defense there. Because my guess is their turn is going to be this Bunnicorn play. And then next turn I can do enough with the Frenzy and the Vengeance to kind of sweep their board. That's fine. That's a little annoying. So I take this off the battlefield. So I could do this. Take 8. I could just kill this. My Witchstalker Vengeance. But I gotta attack with 2. Leaves it behind. So I think the line... Let's block like this. No, that's a vampire! No! No! I forgot Voldaren Aperture's a vampire. No! I forgot it's a vampire! I messed that up. Ah! Ah! That was wrong. Damn it. Damn it! I forgot it was a vampire. Because then we should have double blocked. But then I wouldn't have had enough mana. Secret text vampire. Alright. Not too shabby of a run still. I think obviously that like changes how we play that turn. But still. That one hurts. So that was a bit annoying. We probably could have done it a little bit earlier to hit them, but I think the way I was approaching it was we were going to be able to sweep. Yeah, it happens. Talking to chat, stuff like that. It's not like the highest stakes tournament. 4-1's still good. Like anytime we basically got like a free wild card and moved up and made some gold, like 4 wins, 500 in the pack and then 5,000 worth of gold. So you're up 5,500 for nothing, which always helps. Try to build up some reserves again. But I think I'm going to wrap this one up, folks. I will... I'm thinking. Let's maybe do... Let's do one with mono red maybe, and then we'll come back with Slogurk. Okay, so... Codebreaker's bad. I want my adversaries, and I want a Feldon, I think. And then my sideboard, I wanted two vampires, Vengeance. And I think I wanted another card versus control. Obliterating Bolt, stuff like that. Probably want Koth. I can do Koth or I can do Chandra. How many lines am I playing? 22. Actually, let's go with Jaya, maybe. So Jaya can make us tokens with prowess. Gives us some card advantage. Koth has the upside of being able to kill things. Chandra ramps us. I don't know if I want Festivities. Maybe. I'll cut the... this version, I like the card advantage it provides. So compared to the other one, we didn't have as many... we don't have the 2-drop that draws us cards. And with this one here, you have Phoenix Chick and you have Squee. Both of them you can discard for value. And then we also have the value from Adversary to get cards into our graveyard. So it's less prowessy. It's a little bit more mid-rangey, this one. So I like playing it up like that. I like the bolts. We have the festivities. We have the forge. Maybe not another... because there's not much 5 going around. The obliterating bolt hits a lot of things at 4 with value. I have a lithomantic barrage. So maybe just trim on the frenzy. You can go Chandra. It's easier on the mana. Alright, let's try this one. Alright. Mono red time. So this is my mono red, played at the pizza box. I think this configuration is a little bit better suited for the best of 3 meta, as well as just the number of control decks. You're able to shift between matches, between control, more controlling, more aggressive. Game 1, you have like your more aggressive starts. Charming Scoundrel is a flexible card, as is Feldon. We tried Codebreaker in the previous version. I found it pretty bad into like the various convoke decks, stuff like that. So we're trying this. Case's main board is probably the best card for card advantage. Myrex instead of Foundry, because the Foundry just dies to everything. You go down to mana base. This, like a mana source when you're already low, this provides pressure. And it can give you other targets. It gives you stuff to discount your Witchstalker Frenzy, other targets for Monstrous Rage. Sideboard, just a bunch of different removal options. Trying out a Chandra for control along with the Forge package. And then Vampire's Vengeance, kind of the same that we saw in the Gruul deck. So slightly different approach in terms of how we're playing this one. But we'll give this one a go. Mono red summit. So the deck most that we want to avoid is the Golgari deck. I find that matchup to be the hardest, given that they have a lot of cheap removal plus creatures that block really well. They have a lot of like vigilance creatures, Shieldred's a pain. Against control, this hand's a bit slow. So with this, you usually don't want to play this out naked. Let him do this. Because my hand's kind of trash. We literally had nothing but lines that game. Or this go around. Phoenix Chick. The way our hand's kind of set up, I got to be a little bit more defensive. I think we take one hit here. Because I can use this next turn. And it's not great the way it kind of flipped over, but if I can get... They're stumbling a bit on lands. I could Sokuzan out 2 creatures, then this could potentially draw me a card. If I could draw like Witchstalker or something like that, it'd be good. We have the Lightning Strikes. They go 2 1-drops, it's a little rough, but can't play around that. Opponent's deep in the tank. Did they disconnect? So as we wait for our opponent to hopefully get back into the game. So usually my sideboard plan for the mirror is to shift up and become more controlling. Because you're trading off a lot 1-for-1, I usually like bringing in the Forges and the Cases, and then just shift off some of the weaker creatures that don't block, bring in a lot of the removal. If you answer their board, you're usually fine. It's the sustained damage sources that usually get you. What we want to see is what their other 2-drop package are. If they're on the Codebreakers, if they're on the adversaries, those are all things we need to see. So I think opponent disconnected. Unfortunate, but we'll take it if we can. Free wins are free wins. On the ladder, whatever. But here, we got some gold to be making. Tank, 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 tank. This is partially why I don't love Godric in the deck anymore. It's a 3-mana spell that often dies to cheaper removal. It requires you to overcommit at times. We'll draw a card. I guess we could have taken advantage of the fact that they timed out and just attacked in because they weren't going to be able to declare blockers, but play it safe. Opponent, where'd you go? So like here, Case is really good because we dump our hand very quickly, so we want to keep just churning through value as much as possible. A lot of times what happens, and we saw that a bit in the other Gruul match, you dump your hand, but then you have no further gas, so you're a little bit susceptible to how your top deck goes. And when people are playing temporary lockdown, stuff like that, that's 2, 3, 4 for winning you. Like imagine our opponent, I wouldn't have committed this much if we were playing against a temporary lockdown player, but they could 7 for 1. So I get to ask that question a lot, Eleanor. I think it's partially predicated. Okay, opponent's done. On your play style. Okay, so opponent just conceded that game. So we end the festivities. I like, actually I don't like end. So bring in that, bring in the vengeance, bring in the bolts, then take out. Felden's actually okay in this matchup. I do think Monstrous Rage is a bit of a trap. Phoenix Chick, we probably want to trim a copy in this matchup. It's probably trim on a couple scoundrels. They don't block crazy well. I think on this, like, we do it like that. Swiftspear at least can block and get like a little tricky. We might not want the other squee right now though. Just play it like that. I think a lot of it is predicated on what your ideal play style is. For example, I do think blue-white control is very strong. I personally don't want to be playing blue-white control mirrors. Like we're at 2 hours, 17 minutes of recording. I've played 7, this is my 8th match. We very well could have played 2 to 3 games of blue-white control. So that's kind of that sense. Domain's probably still pretty strong. I think the like blue-black X, whether you go like the esper variants are strong. People are winning with toxic, but I think it's a little susceptible. I'm always biased to like red-based aggro, but I do acknowledge the fact I'm probably a little bit better than the average person, and I could see like based on how some people play mono red, they have like a play with fire in hand and they have 1 mana, they have to cast it at the face, which is not like the correct approach at times. Like just because you have the mana, just because you have it. So the only thing that I don't like about Punisher is it takes a full turn cycle. It does dodge. I just think that there's better like answers because it dies to knockout blow, dies to a lot of that common removal. Forge, it's not better than Forge. Forge is the best card. Okay, so we take that. Forge is the best card in mono red. You just take advantage game 1 of like some of the more linear cards. Like Monstrous Rage gets better game 1 because they typically have less removal. But Forge, the reason Forge is so good right now is because everybody's hedging against enchantment hate, but very few, like Get Lost doesn't hit it, Temporary Lockdown doesn't hit it, nobody's playing a Braids. Like, there's not a lot of things that hit it, and it's recursive. The trample is also really relevant against the creature mirrors because you can't just chump block it. This hand's a trap. You have no pressure. This is basically a dead card, so we're going to mulligan. This hand is better. So this hand, because I don't have a way to play around, so Sphere is going to go out on 1. Actually, I lie. Now Swiftspear goes out on 2. Because here, look, they're going to play with Fire Me. They have the priority. They're dying to play with Fire Me. You also shouldn't do the Wicked roll. So you shouldn't do the Wicked roll into open mana, especially on 2. So for background, when I played Paper, when I was like a standard grinder, like original Innistrad, Return to Ravnica, Theros block, I played a lot of control. So I kind of bait it. I think we go for the block anyways here. Yeah. I think there we have to kind of bait it. Get it out of the way. So I do have case, but I could case next turn. And then this lets me hold up Frenzy at least. Gets 1 more card out of my hand. I liked Control prior when cards like Dovin's Veto didn't exist. I really enjoyed like fighting on the stack, stuff like that. Also, that was in Paper where like the rounds are what they are. Like you're playing those games, you're gonna be there. At the store, like you can't start the next round. On Arena, I don't want these hour-long games. things like Hullbreaker, Horror, stuff that just takes out a lot of the counterplay. Like a lot of the format now just evolves into do you draw your Dovin's Veto type thing. Yeah. So they got Codebreaker. This is actually pretty sick here because I do this. We create a treasure token. I go case here. No burn spell, but I have adversary that I can pump through some damage. Could have monstrous rage here. Yeah. Burn spell. Think I have to try. Okay, so we are punished there, unfortunately. So if I play a lion, they can turn the Codebreaker face up. Can take him off the land. I take 5 here, 6. Mine was like Nephalia Drowned Yard. Get him that way there. So it was like Snapcaster, Nephalia Drowned Yard, Sphinx's Revelation. My all-time favorite deck ever was Bant Wilfren. People who've been around for a while, my old arena name was that. Okay, so we got cases. We're dead to like a Stiff Breeze. But these rages came in handy. We were playing from behind. Yeah, they had it. So bolts. Chandra shouldn't be in here. The Vengeance are good. Forges are good. Their version... Felden on the play is fine. I think we take out a Squee. Take out a couple Scoundrels. Trim on a... I think we just take out the Phoenix chick. Kumano on the play is fine, but we probably want to be down 1. Just run it like that. I also don't like how in recent time, like cards, before you had to like text certain cards, now it's just like one card does everything. Which is kind of annoying. Like Farewell, I don't know, like you used to have to bring in certain cards to deal with certain matchups. Probably just do this. I guess I could have done that on the Swiss Spear. Could have been right. We have Squee, but I don't think Squee's where we want to be at. I think we take a turn off, get Forge going, and then I just have Frenzy going. They have a pause, so... Depending on how much they build up the board too, I do have the option to Crimson the Squee for value. Yeah, especially since we drew that, we're going to do that with the Squee. Gives me a couple more options. Bolt's also nice. So if they have like another haster, so this will take the roll token off it if they Monstrous Rage. Yeah. So this dies at least. So they hit me for 3 here, but we're in a pretty solid spot now. I got my Forge engine going. Cool. Got him. Master of Waves was a sick card. Those blue devotion lists. Probably run it back. Squeeze probably too slow in this matchup. We probably want another Scoundrel, just either ramp us or just be a blocker. Rages are fine. We actually probably don't want Feldon on the play. It just gets hit by like random shit. We keep one-liner. Watch our draw be the second Sokuzen. Land. Land one time. One time. One time land. Land one time. Oh my god. Why do you do this to me? I really like those standard. There was like powerful things to do, but it didn't feel like there was like even like the whip opposite decks was really cool. Okay. So they scry there. It's actually fine. This flips for me. Again, just please draw a land. Land, and I ruined this player. Oh my god. Okay, we're at 12. I think we do this. Land. Land. Who draws their second land first? Exciting, exciting battles. Oh my god. Why? Why? Did you draw? Oh, they drew their land! I mean, my Witchstalker Frenzy does turn on with my attacks. Okay, we hit a land, folks. Can I kill them? 3... yeah, that's lethal. I think we had him dead a couple times. Who needs lands? Swiftspear taking it down. Alright. 2-0. Premier Mono Red Gamers. Weird decision there to attack. Like, there's so many cards that likely kill them. I need two more mythics to be able to craft the Nissas to play all those land decks. Trying to just naturally high roll some of them in these pack winnings. Okay, we win this next one. We're ahead on value. Would like to play first. Keep. Oh baby, temporary lockdown me. Temporary lockdown me, baby. Cut down? Cut down. Get baited. Think we want another threat? Or find our Myrex? Get cutted down. Hey Maffy, how's it going? We get Wandering Emperor next turn. I can Swiftspear into this. I think that's what we gotta do. Did you do any more runs? Oh! This is Esper mid. Bye, friends. So Chandra is actually not for the mid matchup because they have a lot of ways to attack it, but Forge comes in, Lithomantic Barrage comes in, Obliterating Bolt. I've played Vampire's Vengeance before against them. I don't think it's completely out of left field. I do think the Monstrous Rage are bad against them. I think Trim on the Phoenix Chick. Belden also is bad against them. Need 4 cuts, 4 cuts. Probably Kumano. The slowest against them. Yeah, we got 4-1 with Gruul. I had Vampire's Vengeance, and I forgot Voldaren Aperture was a vampire, so it messed up my Bunicorn math. This hand is not great. Is it? Ace is the best card in this matchup, maybe. Case and Forge. I don't know, we try. These are the cards I want to see in this matchup. I think we just get this going. Barrage isn't bad. I can double up on a Shieldred if they have it. If they have Rafine, I'm okay. Make the treasure. I kind of want to bait them into playing more to the board. Care about the trade? Probably not. That's fine. I basically want to get this to flip. If I can get this to flip, we get closer to Forge. I have Vengeance if needed. I do want an answer to Rafine, which they could have. And I do want the 5 mana to sweep the board here, so I think we're just passing here. Might have boarded a little too reactive. This is usually my approach. If that's their whole turn, it's pretty good. They'll likely take Rafine here. think we're just doing that. So we'll decline here. That does the 5 we need. So this plays into get lost. Adversary's pretty sick. But I want to get my case going. Okay. So no get lost there is good. So auto pay here. That's fine. We get our lightning strike value. They could draw a card, but just keep throwing out threats. I'm going to set an upkeep stop because depending what they do, I have Vampire's Vengeance that I might want to cast on upkeep. Yeah. We'll probably upkeep this because it'll hit the token. They attack for turn, it's good. No! Deck. It's fine. So now we just have to find like a burn spell. Love that upkeep stop trigger. This is why we play 3 cases. Okay, Adawara. Okay, so they do have enough to keep somewhat alive, but got a couple draw steps. Case comes down. We just need really a removal spell. Got Forge here. So I can attack in... I'm going to attack in this turn. Because, like, next turn the token gets out of my range, so I can't really do anything. This is a map token. I keep Anoint on top. Does buy him a turn. Land the attack. So like any other haste creature, 2 points of damage, removal spell. So give me a sec, let me just play this turn out and I will gladly answer your question. This should be lethal with just the Wicked roll. Lingering Souls. is one of my favorite cards. Restoration Angel is one of my favorite cards. My favorite commander that I've been playing for like 5 years, Maelstrom Wanderer. In Arena, Seasoned Pyromancer is one of my favorite cards. Basically, like aggressive kind of... I either like playing like graveyard-centric decks or kind of aggressive decks with linear, or just kind of tempo controlling. But the amount of times I cast Restoration Angel, Blinking Thragtusk, or even Boros Reckoner, Blasphemous Act in the old Lingering Soul. So, how about yourself? Oh, also Embercleave. Just cause. Play first. Keep. This hand lets us get pretty aggressive, which I like. So I was on the mono black devotion half of that format, and then I was also playing Esper Control with Blood Baron of Viscopa. I feel like there was two camps. You were either team mono blue or team mono black. And then whatever iteration became the Obsidat whip deck. Obsidat was such a sick card. Are you going to www.youtube.com/mtgjoe to see what my hand is? Friend, where are you, friend? So I still remember the first time I ever played Modern, I built Birthing Pod. And the first FNM I went to, I was missing some cards, and I also just liked Birthing Pod because it let you play pet cards. So I had Blood Baron in my sideboard, and I went against a green-white Taxes deck with Blood Baron, and I was just like, yes, please, all of that, thank you. This is Esper Control or mid? Any case, I think we're doing this. Doing this. So I didn't play paper much when Oshutai was around. A lot of the like Esper I did. Okay, so they probably take Play with Fire here, would be my guess. I'm gonna hold this because this is a good discard. So hopefully they don't have her Fiend this turn. Narrator, they always do. Still think we're okay spot. Ooh, stop Frenzy in that? Yes, please. This is why I like the Phoenix chick as well. So I can attack with everything. If I hit a land, I can also squee. What was in Mardu Dragons again? I forgot on that one. Bye, friend. Was it like Crackling Doom and stuff? I'm trying to... And then Cole again? So they're the bit chunkier version. We definitely want these barrages. They're probably like same plan. Belden's bad. Rages are bad. Got Kumanos. Trim a chick. Trim one of you. Actually play both of you. Remember buying 4 Baby Jace foil for 20 bucks each before they got popular, and then looking like the most baller person around? Probably not Vampire Vengeance in the dark. Sounds kind of bad. Hopefully they just go bad on 2, I can kill it. Kind of want to find something better here. I think this game's about getting advantage. I think here I'm okay to do this. Sure. My hand's kind of trash. Can't do much here. Bolt's not bad. Or it's just nice. Just because they could have Make disappear, and I want Denick off the battlefield. Like, this isn't attacking well for a couple turns. That Venture deck was sick. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Gladly do that. You want to cut down my 1/1? So now, like, land's a decent draw. Almirante Kronos. Almirante Kronos. Like, do I commit more to the board here? An interesting line, because like, what do they have that punishes me? They likely have a cut down, so I don't think we play this adversaria. We'll do it to kill a creature. This isn't too bad. I can kill Wandering Emperor now. We didn't bin. So I could lightning strike that. Interesting they chose to do that. I wasn't playing Mono at that time. I went from having Birthing Pod to having like Treasure Cruise Delver. We gotta kill this. And they've been playing as though they have cut down. Hold this in hand. I really could use a case. Case would be great. So we'll draw a card here. It's not bad. Want to trade? Oh, the 1 mana removal. I think we only get like a turn here. So I gotta see how we want to. If I was them, I would put the power on the Restless Anchorage, just because that's their evasive threat. Three, that's 5. So it's 5, 8. So I don't think that's it. I think we have to block here. Them having double 1 mana removal last turn really hurt. Second Forge isn't enough. We were able to keep 1 more threat around. Been okay. On the play, they got a lot of like cut downs and shit. Wandering Emperor. Don't think we want. Chick, maybe 1. Play a Feldon. I could play Kumano. Let's split. The ping could be reasonable. Squeeze, like, not great attacking into some of their life linkers. Chandra just gets hit by, like, random shit. That one was, like, a turn too slow. Like, we were okay, but if the knockout blow gaining in that life kind of screwed up the math. Honestly, this is probably fine. I can get case going. I think they have make disappear is basically like my concern. So I think, okay, that resolves. So this is actually good if they have Rafine, because I can barrage it And if they don't, I just play out a couple threats. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect! I'm gonna keep this because I could Vampire's Vengeance their board. Yeah, I don't really care about that. I guess that does kind of force me into the barrage, but depending what we draw, I can also just case away. No land. Kind of annoying. They were Fiend here. I think we go to combat anyways. Want to block? Because I guess like the concern here, if they have her Fiend, it's pretty bad. But this Deep Cavern can probably do more to me. Of course. Okay, so get rid of Virtue here. Okay. So let him go to blocks here on the Swiss Spear. Why are you playing scared, opponent? Why are you scared? Take him there. Oh, that is terrifying. Two. Can I punish them? Take this out. They gain 5, 5, 8, 10. So I do this. Yeah, so they attack in, I lose my adversary. No! Cheat! It's like the Back God's the only card that gets us there. They played it well, they didn't block like... They get a bat from this. GG's. Ah! See if they mess up. They have lethal. We literally, if we didn't have to draw the land there, we're fine. Because then we hit that, they don't have the, like, the blocker. Because then they, well, no, they still beat us. Doesn't matter. That sucks. 3-1. Back God. Back God's killing us. Alright. Back God got us. 3-1 still good. We'll take those packs. Alright folks, I am going to wrap this up. Appreciate everyone hanging out today. Hope everyone is enjoyed the show. We'll get these up on YouTube, but take care everyone, stay safe, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.